Hi, good afternoon. I'm so glad that we're together. Thank you for being here. I have a big hug for everybody, and I just really wanted to touch base on what's best for us today. And hi, Stacy. What's best for us today is I want everybody to really start practicing self-love, because as you know, we've talked about this many, many times. It's the greatest transformer. It's the greatest healer, and it is why we're here. We're here to understand what self-love is so that we can expand love to everybody else and to every being on the planet. And the energies are a little wonky today. They're very erratic. We've had some big energy waves coming in this about the last 4 or 5 days. They'll smooth out before we get another wave of energy coming in. But I want you all to look at this virus and the pandemic and perhaps in a different way than you've looked at before. And this virus, it's not a surprise to me that we're experiencing a virus that is worldwide. Because a virus it's actually our thoughts, right? And a virus is something that can cause harm and cause change. But first it starts with causing a division, right? Cells have to divide and they mutate and they become something else. Our thoughts do the same things. Our thoughts divide us from our higher self, from our God self. Our thoughts divide us from one another. There's been a lot of talk brought to my attention just recently. I guess the talk's always here, but about what you do for yourself. How does that help someone else? You know, specifically, if I wear a mask, does that help me? Is it just for myself? Well, I want you all to realize that the transmission of the virus is just a symbol of the transmission of our thoughts. So there's a lot of, and it's okay because we're going through the great reveal, we're going through the great divide, we're going through the great transmission, the great transformation. We're going to have people, some people are blaming, attacking others, some people are just, which is okay because they're just so scared, right? They're just so scared. But I want you to realize that your thoughts are the exact same thing, because your energy, the energy that you vibrate out, the energy you exist in, is your vibration, right? If you're in a vibration of self-love, where I absolutely love myself, and it's a practice. Like, I'm not always in it. I'm in it probably 80% of the time. But the other 20% is still a challenge for me. So I'm practicing embodying self-love. I do this for me. It's like you put the mask on yourself first, you have the mask on yourself first. It enriches my life. But I'm also very aware that whatever I exude out affects the next person. So I would never intentionally, this is what I want to talk about, it's about self-responsibility. I'm not telling you what to do, how to behave within with the virus, right? That's somebody else's business. But I'm asking you to really pay attention for how you're responsible, the way you show up for yourself, and the way you show up for somebody else. The thoughts of, that was stupid. Why did I do that? I can't do this right. I'm upset with myself. I'm ugly. I'm fat. All those, that's toxic. We could go on and on. I could give a lot of examples. But anything that's less than self-love, that is a toxicity that changes your cellular structure, and it creates a vibrational field that we're already living in. Your job right now, because you're in a physical form, you chose to be on the planet this time, you chose to have a body, you chose to be part of this experience of transformation. Your job is to be so aware of what you're doing. The easiest way is to put on a mask. I'm doing this for the good of all. I'm protecting myself. I'm protecting my family. The deeper way is to look at yourself and what am I really embodying? What am I really projecting out to the world? For instance, if we were someplace in a family setting or out in the public, and you saw a parent talking demeaning and belittling to a child, you would cringe. Hopefully you would cringe, right? Or if an employer belittles you or demeans you or calls you out or does anything unkind, right? You would cringe. So the mask is, we wear masks all the time, right? This having to wear a mask. And again, I'm not telling you to wear a mask, not wear a mask. That's not why I'm here. We wear masks all the time. We hide ourselves from ourselves. We hide ourselves from our loved ones. We spend a great deal of our time. We spend a great deal of our time, for some of us, hiding our true selves for many, many different reasons, right? I'm just asking you, and I'm encouraging you to have some self-reflection. This is a great time for that, right? I work with a lot of people. I've worked with thousands of people over the last 10 years. And the underwriting theme, the overriding theme, is I'm not worthy of love. Some people, I'm not worthy of being here. I don't understand myself. I don't understand the people I'm with. I need to blame myself, or I need to blame someone else. That's all okay for a while, right? But there has to come a point where you need more and you're capable of more. So set your intention for the day or for the hour or for the minute that in this moment, I'm going to love myself as completely and fully as I know how. And if I need more practice, more inspiration, more wisdom on this, I'm asking for it from my team, my highest self, my angels, my guides, my light beings that are with us. And give me the opportunity to show self-love. Give me the opportunity to love my fellow man. Give me the opportunity for me to understand what my vibration is. It looks like, to me it looks like watercolors coming out of the physical body. It's just energy coming out. What? Because you're doing it. You cannot not do it. It's like you cannot not breathe. You cannot not express energy and share energy with one another. So what energy are you sharing? Right? What virus, right? What virus are you engaging in? Are you engaging in a virus that goes around the planet of self-love, self-compassion, caring for one another? People, again, this virus is a symptom. It's symbolic. Viruses are always with us. They cause change. They cause what we call negative change. They can create a positive change, right? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. But your job is to be aware of what it is you're creating. What thoughts? There was a follow-up to that. I just have to let it come back to me. So let me, I went too far out. So, sorry guys. So your thoughts, again, your thoughts create where you are. It's not your thoughts, it's your vibration. It's the vibration that you're always giving out to one another, right? And the virus causes a lot of disconnection from each other. It's also causing a lot of connection. We're figuring out new ways to connect with each other, right? But it is something I wanted to get across, and it left my mind for a minute. So, hi Glenda. It will come back to me. But again, I want to encourage you all. I only have a few minutes here today. Be aware of what you're creating. The virus goes through the air. It affects everybody one way or another. But your thoughts are more, if you want to say powerful, it's the vibration and the frequency that you exist in, and what do you want to create more of. So I guess I maybe have said what I needed to say today, because nothing else is coming in. But I invite you to really embrace yourself, love yourself. And the way you do it, the way you practice self-love, is you're just catching your thoughts. Are you loving and kind and generous to yourself? Are you braiding yourself? We're creatures of habit. We're also creatures of, we have patterns. We have repetitive patterns. Some of us put our shoes on the same foot one way, and then we get dressed the same way. We make our coffee the same way. We have patterns we follow, right? The brain has the same pattern. And somewhere along the line, it was acceptable, was encouraged in some instances to diminish yourself. That no longer serves you, no longer serves humanity. So just pay attention. And know that every thought you create, it does not stay in a container. It does not stay in the container of who you are, because you're an energy field. Your energy field goes out. The virus, which is why it's concerning to people, it does not stay within one physical body. It is shared with the next body. If I share a thought, if I share a feeling, if I share a vibration, it absolutely goes to you. There's an exercise we do in one of the workshops we do, and it is an intuitive, it's a telepathic, like just share the thoughts and share the energy. And one of the most powerful ones is we ask people to just send loving thoughts to one another. Many people have many different reactions. I may have talked about this before. Some people get, oh my gosh, I feel so lovely, I feel so nice. Some people don't recognize it. I've had people burst into tears. I've had people say, I don't feel anything. Right? They're all appropriate. They're just telling you what vibrational field you're in alignment with. The second half of the exercise, we have people send really unkind, nasty, unpleasant, more like a vicious energy. And some people go, wow, that feels so good. It's the same thing. It's like, what are you used to? Some people don't automatically know that. I don't like that. I can't even go in there. And once you do that exercise and you have the loving thoughts connected with that person, it's almost impossible to go backward. It is impossible. I've had people refuse. I will not do that. They can't go back into the field of being unkind to someone. Okay? So look at yourself. Where am I most loving and kind and generous to myself? And it's my choice to be in that vibration frequency and have that be my viral thought, because thought does not stop, energy does not stop. It just keeps going. It will change and align, well, you could say it could mutate to align with what you are. Because the vibrational field, there's a dimensional field. And if I'm in a place of self-love and somebody sends me a nasty thought, it actually just bypasses me. It'll go to the next person that aligns with. So, for instance, if I'm in a place of self-love and somebody else place was saying, boy, that's stupid, you're not very smart. If I'm in a place where those are my thoughts, I'm going to absorb it and have more of it. If not, it goes to the next person who's having that thought. Place of I'm loving, I'm kind, I'm generous. I love myself. I'm a rock star. I love trying new experiences. I do things well. Whatever your thoughts are, more of that attached to me, and that increases my field. So what are you aligning with? And eventually you start aligning with a higher vibration, a more expanded frequency, a place of generosity and love. That's what this whole pandemic is about. It's about changing systems. But it's changing the system and the patterning within ourselves first. And be your best to not saying don't be aware of other people, right? But do your best to let them have their experience, whatever it is. If somebody's having a really hard time, you don't kick them. You don't tell them they're doing it wrong. You send them love, you bend down, you give them a helping hand. You reach up. I will help you. And the best way I can help you is expanding my vibration of energy and love so that you can grab it. It's like sending a life jacket out in the ocean. Right? That's your job. That's your joy. That's your delight. That's why you're here. That's it for today. I want to thank you for coming in. Again, just a big virtual hug and a kiss to everybody. And I guarantee you, If you're watching this feed or anybody else that's talking about consciousness, that's talking about transforming time, you are part of the solution. You're here. You're here in physical form, consciously or unconsciously, because you want to see the transformation in humankind. And you signed up for it. And you've done a lot of work in your own life to go beyond some of the limiting beliefs and patterns that you've carried with you. So bravo. Like, celebrate today. Celebrate you. Celebrate who you are. We should actually have a birthday every single day. We need to be in the habit of celebrating who we are every single day. I'm not at that point, but it's something I'm working on. To be delighted in who I am, to be delighted of how far I've come, and to be delighted in where I'm going. I love you all, and I will see you soon. Thank you. Oh, wrong one.